Right now on Good Morning America First Look, Democrats and Republicans come together to pass a landmark bill to make housing more affordable. Air quality concerns as a massive warehouse in California burns for a sixth day. Mass firings reportedly underway as a new acting U.S. intelligence chief takes over in Washington, while over at the Pentagon, a new request for $80 billion in military funding. 107 degrees in France, the extreme heat wave and its deadly consequences. The terrifying moments. As tourists flee this erupting volcano. The verdict in the case of a prominent real estate developer charged in a deadly boat crash. Paying tribute to a music industry titan, from Whitney Houston to Billy Joel to Earth, Wind and Fire. The larger-than-life influence of Clive Davis and what he said was the best achievement in life. And later, a camera in the dirt causes chaos at the ballpark.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Batam.
And I'm Rena Roy, in for Sophie. We begin with a rare headline from Washington. Both political parties working together to address a major issue, the housing crisis.
Lawmakers have passed a landmark bill to help more families be able to afford homes. One factor in this crisis has been Wall Street investors buying up homes. ABC's Lionel Moise explains what Congress is now doing about it.
This morning, an agreement on Capitol Hill addressing one of the most pressing issues of our time, the housing shortage. In a rare act of bipartisanship, the Senate passing the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, the most far-reaching housing reform legislation in decades.
I don't say this a lot, but today I'm proud to be a member of the United States Senate.
The measure will loosen regulations to encourage more home construction, open up funding to convert abandoned buildings into new housing, and ban Wall Street investors from buying single-family homes so those homes can instead be sold to families.
It unlocks housing supply. When you put more housing supply on the market, more people have a chance to become a first-time home buyer.
The median home buyer in America is 40 years old. The down payment is excruciating to many and puts housing out of reach for them. A record 242 cities in the U.S. now have typical starter homes valued at $1 million or more.
5 Republicans voted against the bill, including Senator Rick Scott.
Well, I don't see how it's going to drive down the cost of housing. Most of the regulations that are impacting the cost of housing is not at the federal level. It's at the local level.
Polls show high housing costs are shaping how Americans feel about affordability, and a recent report showed the extent of the problem, finding a nationwide shortage of 10 million homes. The bill now heads to the House, where it's also expected to pass with bipartisan support as soon as today. It's seen as the most significant housing bill approved by Congress since 1990. Hannah, Rena?
New details about the massive warehouse fire in Los Angeles, now burning for 6 days. Investigators believe contractors testing the solar panels on the roof possibly started the fire. 85 million pounds of decaying food is burning inside the building, fueling concern about a biohazard. With poor air quality in the area, authorities have been handing out air purifiers. Our Melissa Adon is there.
Neighbors have been told to shelter in place. Smoke can be seen from miles and miles away. There is now a state of emergency here. Resources on deck to try to contain this. But right now, officials say that the smoke is not toxic.
And several schools have been forced to relocate because of the air quality concerns.
A developing story from Washington. Mass firings now being reported at the top U.S. intelligence agency. ABC's Karen Hua has the details. Karen, good morning.
Hannah, good morning. These firings come days after President Trump vowed to downsize the Office of National Intelligence, which up until recently had more than 1,700 employees. Overnight, sources tell ABC News that Bill Pulte, the acting director of National Intelligence, has begun firing people at the agency. Pulte has promised to cut hundreds of jobs. His appointment by President Trump has faced bipartisan backlash because Pulte has no experience in intelligence.
I see no evidence of any qualifications for that job. Bill Pulte is deeply unserious, deeply dangerous.
The Office of the Director of National Intelligence has not returned a request for comment, and it was not immediately clear how many jobs had been affected. But sources say the National Counterterrorism Center was expected to be hit hard by the cuts. The president earlier this month said he had asked Pulte to execute the immediate and needed downsizing of the office. Democrats, in a letter yesterday, warned Pulte not to take actions that are, quote, more appropriately left to a Senate-confirmed director, adding that Pulte has shown a willingness to misuse his authority in government to pursue President Trump's perceived political enemies and further his retributive political agenda. Meanwhile, cuts are also being made at the Pentagon, which is now asking Congress for nearly $80 billion to cover the costs of the Iran war and military budget shortfalls. The administration is touting progress in peace talks with Iran, saying Iran has agreed to allow international nuclear inspectors into the country.
That is a major milestone for the American people.
But that promise of nuclear inspectors is the same promise made under President Obama's deal, which Trump tore up. In Iranian state media reports, Iran has made no new commitments regarding its nuclear program. Now, as the peace talks continue, the U.S. has made a significant move, temporarily lifting oil sanctions, which allows Iran to sell oil openly for the first time in years. That could generate billions of dollars for the Iranian regime. Rena?
All right, Karen, thanks so much. The White House now says 6 people have been arrested in connection with alleged vandalism at the newly renovated Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Without offering evidence, President Trump claims someone used a knife to slash a 350-foot gash in the pool's lining. But just last week, he insisted the pool was so strong after its $16 million makeover that it could not be cut with a knife. Trump also says someone dumped fertilizer in the water, causing an algae bloom.
A deadly shooting at a library in Northern California. 2 people were killed and a child was injured. This happened around 5 p.m. in the city of Chico. Police say the suspect was arrested after trying to escape. They're not yet saying what prompted the shooting.
Now to Florida and the emotional verdict in the case of a real estate developer charged in a deadly boat crash.
The defendant is not guilty.
After less than 2 hours of deliberations, a Florida jury found a prominent real estate developer accused of killing a teenager in a horrific boat crash not guilty. George Pino faced manslaughter and vessel homicide charges. The 2-week trial often emotional, Pino sobbing during opening statements. It was Labor Day weekend in 2022 when Pino and his family were boating in Biscayne Bay, celebrating his daughter's birthday with 11 of her friends on board. Authorities say Pino hit a channel marker, capsizing the boat, throwing everyone into the water. 17-year-old Lucy Fernandez was killed. Another girl suffered a traumatic brain injury and now has lifelong disabilities. Prosecutors argued Pino had been drinking, was speeding, and was on the wrong side of the channel.
How did this crash happen? I'll tell you. Because he was reckless. He was criminally negligent.
But defense attorney said Pino had only 2 beers and was not impaired, insisting the crash was simply a tragic accident.
Thankfully, the jury, although sympathetic to the victims of the accident, dispassionately looked at the evidence and recognized that while there was human error, it was not done with gross and reckless disregard of human life.
The family of the girl killed in the crash previously reached an out-of-court settlement with Pino.
In France, at least 18 people are dead in the midst of a scorching heat wave. Temperatures hitting 107 degrees. At least 2 of the dead are children left in a hot car. Schools have either closed or been placed on modified schedules. Back here in the U.S., severe storms impacted some 60 million people. Video from Northern Virginia shows trees and power lines down. And new video shows one of multiple tornadoes hitting Illinois. 2 storm-related deaths were reported there. Let's check your Tuesday forecast.
Good Tuesday morning. We're staying stormy in the center of the country today. Severe thunderstorm threatened parts of the plains and Rockies. You see scattered storms today in Denver down into Oklahoma, but showers as far north as the upper Midwest, the Dakotas, into Minnesota. West of the showers and storms, it is dry and hot. The Southwest, places like Phoenix, Albuquerque, and Las Vegas, 110 plus today. The Pacific Northwest going to be dry and warm, where it's a little more settled in the east. The Northeast will continue to see showers before we warm up and dry out into the middle of the week. In New York, I'm meteorologist Danny Beckstrom.
Coming up, the lawsuit claiming gas stations use artificial intelligence to raise prices at the pump.
Also had a teenager thrown into the air as this jet ski explodes.
And tourists scramble to escape an erupting volcano.
Rocks! There's rocks! Back now with a terrifying incident, a jet ski exploding, throwing a teenager 15 feet into the air. At this lake near Houston, she landed in the water and was not seriously hurt. Investigators are still looking into what caused the explosion.
A new lawsuit claims gas stations are using artificial intelligence to charge higher prices. A group of California drivers is suing 6 companies, including BP, Walmart, and Circle K. The lawsuit claims the companies use AI to coordinate higher prices, which would violate the state's price-fixing laws. No response yet from the companies. AI could be used to prevent airline flight delays. That's what the FAA is at least hoping. It's rolling out a system this fall that will be using AI to better predict airspace issues caused by bad weather or other factors.
Now to Central America and tourists fleeing from an erupting volcano.
Run, run. It's like a scene from a disaster movie.
Hold on, lady. Hold on tight.
Video capturing the moment this volcano in Guatemala erupts.
There's rocks! Holy f***!
Sending these tourists running for their lives.
Run, run!
Molten rock raining down. You can see the red-hot rocks on the ground.
Oh my God!
Some even hitting the hikers, burning holes in their gear. Officials say the tourists were climbing the Fuego volcano, which is highly active and unpredictable. Just last year, hikers had just minutes to flee after the same volcano erupted. Local officials now issuing a stern warning.
Seamos responsables.
Urging tourists to follow local hiking restrictions.
There is an exclusion zone at the top of this volcano, and yet it's really compelling to want to go closer and see the volcano. Hikers, tourists tend to get closer to the volcano than maybe, as we see in this video, is wise.
Fuego is Guatemala's most active volcano, producing small explosions of gas and ash every 15 to 20 minutes.
It's unbelievable.
So scary.
Coming up, what we've learned about a Florida building collapse that killed 98 people.
And we remember Clive Davis and the long list of stars he discovered.
We're back with a new report on the deadly condo collapse near Miami back in 2021. Investigators say the collapse in Surfside, Florida, actually started 3 weeks before the final breakdown of the structure, when connections between the garage columns and the pool deck began to fail. 98 people died.
New details about the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. Sources say a ransom note sent to the family after she disappeared in February claimed Guthrie was dead. It was one of 2 notes investigators believed to be credible. The investigation remains open.
Now to the lawyer who became a music mogul and helped bring us everyone from Whitney Houston to Janis Joplin. Those who knew him say Clive Davis was larger than life, and so is his legacy.
For 7 decades, Clive Davis helped to shape music history, working with icons and making more than a few along the way. From helping Barry Manilow find his way in the 60s to taking a chance on a teenager named Whitney Houston in the 80s.
You either got it or you don't have it. She's got it. She got it.
To helping propel Alicia Keys in the 2000s.
Some people want it all.
Davis earned his nickname, the man with the golden ear.
Why would he hear this simple little demo and think that, that's going to be a hit song?
Manilow recently explained Davis's genius.
Somehow he finds it in his form where it's hardly a song yet, and yet he can figure out that this could be a hit song.
In the 70s, he signed Aerosmith. his name even appearing in one of their songs. A decade later, he helped Aretha Franklin relaunch her career, producing the first album of hers to sell 1 million copies. And despite admitting he never quite understood rap, he helped found Bad Boy Records, which became home of some of the genre's biggest names, including the notorious B.I.G. Even into his 80s, Davis never stopped making stars. And into his 90s, his annual Grammys party was still the hottest ticket in town. This year, no different. Davis was there introducing musical acts one final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the fabulous Olivia Dean.
He held people to such a high standard, but it was done with love and it was done with passion, just an appetite and addiction to making things that were special.
For Davis, working until the very end was always part of the fun.
The best achievement in life is to love your work. It is no greater reward to not count hours and know that you're energized by it.
Clive Davis was 94. We have more on his life and legacy on the ABC News app.
Such a legend. Coming up, the superstar athlete being traded. We'll be right back.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with a blockbuster trade in the sports world.
Yeah, NBA superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo is heading south. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading him to the Miami Heat, part of a 6-player deal, also involving draft picks. The NBA draft tips off tonight right here on ABC. All right, next, some confusion during the Yankees-Tigers game in Detroit.
So a Yankees player noticed this camera, the dirt camera, popping up in the 4th inning. The announcers gave us the play-by-play.
What are they messing with dirt cam? They trying to figure out what that is.
He didn't do
what
anything
is
to
this?
anybody. Hey, guys.
Hey, get away from me.
Guys.
Why? Hey,
guys.
Quit stepping on me.
I'm just trying to do my job.
No.
Oh, hey.
No.
What are we doing?
The grounds crew eventually got the camera back into place. Next, more World Cup fun, courtesy of Team Norway.
Yeah, the Norwegians celebrated their win over Senegal last night in New Jersey with a team Viking row, and the fans were happy to join along. Norway is now 2-0 in group play. Meanwhile, at Argentina's match, a 100-year-old Lionel Messi superfan was in the crowd. She's known online as Gangster Granny, and she got to see Messi set a record, scoring his 18th career World Cup goal. Next, a bizarre sight on a Texas highway.
A driver was spotted cruising around in this big red car that looks like a supersized version of Ronald McDonald's clown shoe. The windshield forms into the golden arches. A similar car has been seen in commercials. And finally, next time you go camping and you drop your glasses in the toilet, don't do this.
Yeah, a guy at Camp Edison in Northern California had to be rescued after trying to reach his sunglasses after they fell into a toilet like this one. He spent 15 minutes trapped in the tank.
Top headlines coming up next.
Checking more top stories, the Senate has passed a sweeping bipartisan bill designed to address the housing shortage. It'll loosen regulations and ban corporate investors from buying single-family homes. The House could approve it today.
A 7th suspect has been arrested in connection with the alleged plot to target the UFC fight at the White House. The Washington state man is accused of communicating with co-conspirators about obtaining and operating drones for the attack.
Sources say mass firings are now underway as Bill Pulte takes over as acting director of national intelligence. President Trump has said he wants Pulte to downsize the agency.
The federal government is now investigating this crash involving a Tesla. The car slammed through a home near Houston, killing a 76-year-old grandmother. Police say the driver, who has not been charged, told them the car was on autopilot.
Today's weather: showers in the Northeast, isolated thunderstorms in the South, heavier showers in the Midwest, more heat in the West.
And finally, call it fast food love.
Here's Danny New.
Mild, hot, on fire.
When renewing your vows at Taco Bell, your speech will of course have to feature spicy food metaphors, but also,
And I will love you for every day that God blessedly grants us together.
a few days ago, 81-year-olds Mickey and Joanne Mulestein celebrated 60 years of marriage at this Utah location where they have eaten lunch together every day for the past 12 years.
Our love has been strong enough to survive every twist, and not just cinnamon.
The ceremony was officiated by the district manager as tears were shed by friends and family.
I promise you that
No matter what happens, I will never let go in our aging years.
As one of their 8 children, Amy, put it,
I just wish that everyone can have that and find that in life, to have that kind of love for each other.
Now, I've done stories before about a chain restaurant playing a pivotal role in a relationship, like this couple who got engaged at the airport Chili's where they first met.
Will you be coming here next year?
Yes, for sure.
And the year after that?
Yeah,
every year.
And the many couples who spend every Valentine's Day at White Castle. I even invited my beloved to enjoy a romantic meal.
Honey, thank you, Beatrice. Oh my gosh. Ready?
Wow.
However, when this celebration of love was completed,
you're gonna have a free meal on the house for the rest of your life.
Mickey and Joanne were immediately informed their daily lunch dates would now be free for life. Thank you to Jordan Tracy at our Salt Lake City station for originally reporting that story. And by the way, guys, he told me that Joanne and Mickey get very attached to the employees at this Taco Bell and will even go visit them at their new jobs when they move on.
That's some serious commitment there. Love it. That's your Good Morning America First Look.